Let's start. So today we're going to add some components, and on top of the components we're going to create some layouts, some atoms, and use the front matter code boundary. So yeah, let's get started. I'm gonna start my server, and it's gonna start at port number 4321 on the local host. This is where we left it the last time. It's just a vanilla page, nothing fancy about it, and this was the about page. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna create a folder and call it layouts. In the layouts, I'm gonna create another folder which is layout and an index file. In this layout, I'm gonna just copy paste this HTML and until the body. So what is going to happen here is now that whatever we want to use on multiple pages, we are creating a component of it. So to start with, the HTML tag, the HTML tag has the head and the body. We are going to create a little component, call it layout, and use it across the platform rather than copy pasting the same code over and over. So yeah, this is how it starts. I'm gonna just close the body tag, right, and the HTML also closes here. This is the about page. We'll work on the index page. This is the layout. We don't need the HTML. What we're going to do is we're going to import it in this code boundary. This is something it is being used in Markdown front matter. So this is how Astro works. What will happen here is whatever is in these lines runs on the server and at build time. So we're going to import this layout from, I'm going to go a directory up, layouts, layout, and index, and this is how it should just start. Yeah, it vanishes, which is the way it should work. What we haven't done is use something called as slot inside the component. What it means is that whatever is being passed as the child of this component will be rendered inside this. You could pass multiple slots, but again, that's something to be used on later on. This works like a charm. This is the layout, and we have this as the layout component. We're going to just copy paste the same thing inside the about page as well, just to see things are working well. We don't need the body, neither do we need the HTML. I'll just navigate to the about page, and yeah, it is working well. So this is how we can create a basic layout. I'm going to create a few more, and then we can see that how it proceeds. I'm going to put some comments here. So this is layout on the index page as well. I'll just paste this thing. Let's create a header. So I'll create a new folder, called it components. In the common components, I'm going to create another folder and call it common, because it's going to be a common component between all the pages. If there is something which is specific to the page, I'm going to create it inside the folder, which is, let's say, home or about. But if it's something common, let's call it common header, and inside the header I have index.astro. This is the header, and hello. Let's go to the home page again. and I'm gonna call the header inside the layout. Let's call the components import header from components common header index, and should work on the home page. It is working. Let's do some styling for this header. I'm gonna create a class of height 12, bg zinc 200, border bottom border zinc probably 400, and yeah, this looks nice. This is how we can create like a component and can use it on multiple pages. I'm gonna just use the same component and probably write a navigation as well. So I'm gonna create a navigation, a UL ordered list, the list item to be called as home, another one to be called as about, style it a little, give it flex, some gap, and class is equal to w full h full. Rather than this, I can just give it a flex rather. So flex items center, justify center, h full I think is necessary for it. So yeah, this is like a common component, and I'm gonna put some anchor tags to it now. So href equal to slash and this to be about. This looks complete. I click here, it will be taking me to the home page. If I click here, this is going to take me to the about page. I'm going to just copy paste the same in the about page as well, so that I can navigate back if I have to. This should give me an error because the page does not exist, and I'm just gonna repeat the same thing. So if I go to the about page, we have the header on both the pages. Another thing I'm going to do is I'm going to pass some parameters to the component. So we call them props. So on the home page, let's say I pass a title as home, and on the about page I pass a prop and call it about. How do I access it now? In the front matter code boundary, which is gonna run it on the server, I'm gonna fetch it from astro.props. So whatever has been passed as prop here, so there could be multiple things. I could be passing the title, the description, multiple things can be passed here, but for now title is good. It's gonna get stored in this variable, and I'm gonna print it here. So this now says about. If I go to the home page, this now says home. Pretty cool. What else can we create? We can create further components. I like to call them atoms, and what it means is that the smallest unit, the styling unit. So let's say you have headings 1 to 6, and you want to have a consistent branding guideline. So H1 is, let's say, XL, and H2 is 2XL. But if there is a change, you have to run through the whole website to make a small change. What I do then is that I create atoms, which is the smallest unit possible, and style it directly there. So I'm going to create a folder atoms, create another folder called headings, another folder, call it 1. So this is going to be the H1, and this is how the H1 comes. Again, remembering to paste whatever is being passed in the h1 in the component as slot, and on the home page I'm going to call it now. So here was the h1. Let's copy paste it and see how it works. It's gonna just repeat it. I'm gonna remove all the class because we're gonna use style it inside the component. I'm gonna call it heading 1 and gonna import it. Atoms import heading 1 from atoms headings 1 index, and it should work. It does. We're gonna style it, so I'm gonna just take this class, probably remove this as well, and I'm gonna just paste it again here, and it'll start working. This is something I can do in the about page as well. So yeah, heading 1 atoms import heading 1 from atoms